I start every day with a lot of water, like a lot of water. I'd say probably about 20 ounces of water. I take my Thorn vitamin D. I take my anxiety medicine because real talk, sometimes we need a little help, and anxiety is something I've suffered with for almost 30 years. So start the day with water, and then it's quickly on to my coffee, which is an absolute necessity. I think it's really cute that a lot of people can start their day without coffee, but as a busy working mom, I'm not one of those people. I love my coffee, and it's a must upon waking. And then once I have my coffee, I go outside. I'm gonna try to not drop my coffee. I take it outside into my beautiful backyard, which is all green, the trampoline, and the creek in the backyard. And then I go and I sit by this rock over here, and I sit in low squat every day. So this is, I am a personal trainer, but I'm also a yoga instructor. So I sit down here in low squat. It helps to open up my hips. It helps to alleviate any lower back pain. And I get the morning sun into the backs of my eyeballs. So in the spring and summer months, this is how I start absolutely every single day. In the winter, it gets a little different because, there's no sun when I wake up. My first client is usually 6:30 or 7 a.m. So there's no sun at that point. So I use a seasonal affective disorder light, which if I film one of these in the winter, I'll show you. But in the summer, it's real sunlight. It's sitting by the creek in low squat, drinking my coffee, and attempting to wake up before my first session. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Very nice. Good. First session of the day is done. I walked for the first 30 minutes of the session on the treadmill. That's how I like to wake my body up first thing in the morning too, while I'm waking my clients up. And now it's time to wake my son up and get him ready for one of his last days of school. So this is just typical life, I wake up early before anybody else is up. I train 1 to 2 clients. I wake my son up, I get him going, or my boyfriend wakes him up, depending on what his schedule is or my schedule is. It's constantly fluctuating. And then I'm a mom for a little bit before transferring back over to a personal trainer. Okay, so my son is up, he's eating breakfast, and I am back out here on the porch doing some work. This is kind of a big announcement. I haven't really announced this so much, but I have recently decided to finally undertake one of the biggest personal career moves of my career. I've been a personal trainer and an on-demand trainer on a variety of platforms for a decade. But it's sort of kind of time to do my own thing. So I've partnered with a company, I've hired a team, and I've got some really exciting things in the works, and that's all I'm really willing to say about it right now. But I have to do some pre-work for a meeting that I have with them in about 20 minutes. So I'm out here doing that now. What you just got a peek of was my porch, which is where I like to train a lot when it's sunny and nice. But what I'm bringing you down into now is my actual studio. So this is in my basement, and this is where I film all of my content. I'm trying to turn my lights on right now whilst holding this camera. Oof, there's one. And then I have another big ring light that I set up in front. And then as you can see, this is my training studio. So all of my equipment, it is a basement, and it is a funky basement from the 70s. So we got the fireplace back here, and I also have, check this out, a lot of the homes in my neighborhood were built on boulders. So I have a cool rock feature in my basement. Just so interesting. I remember when I first saw the house, I was like, what is that? But I've come to find out that many of the houses in our neighborhood were built on these big boulders. So it's just kind of a visual, fun visual. And then I will train a lot of my clients down here. I am at this point about 99% virtual and have been even before COVID. I was 99% virtual because I trained a lot of clients in the music industry, so I would train them when they were on tour. I have started to see a few people in person again post-COVID, but I really had a leg up on the training via FaceTime or Zoom before COVID hit, which was very, very good for me because it allowed me to swap all of my clients that were still in person over to virtual very easily. So this is my studio. This is where I film content. You'll note that I currently don't have a ceiling. My boyfriend and I recently took down my drop ceiling because I didn't like how it was looking in videos. It was a 70s drop ceiling. It just didn't look very good, and I didn't have much space to reach up either. So we pulled this all out, and we're going to just simply paint it all black to get rid of some of these wires. But this is home studio life, y'all. You know, it's always a project. There's always something going on. All right, so I just got off the call with my team and got to approve some design elements for this fun, new, awesome project that I'm working on. And I just realized that you're getting to really see the behind the scenes. You see my ring light over there and my vacuum cleaner. It looks like I really have my life together. But I do. I really do have my business and my life together. But, you know, we all have things hanging out in our background, in our backdrop. So there you go. Ring lights and vacuum cleaners. Anyways, my wonderful boyfriend just got back from dropping my son off at school, and now he's making me breakfast because he's the best. Look at this amazing breakfast sandwich. My boyfriend loves to cook, which I am so grateful for because as much as I love to eat, I do not love to cook. So we both eat high protein. This is a keto-friendly bagel. It's got 80 calories and 32 grams of protein. We got some cage-free eggs on here. I think he put a little bit of cream cheese on there and some bacon. Oh my God, amazing. I'm gonna eat this real fast before my next client session. Feet parallel, into back, Okay, so I have one client session left. I schedule my client sessions so that there's about 15 minutes in between each of my client sessions. And I do this intentionally. I do this so that I can get up and move. Oh my gosh, there's deer. Look. Do you see the deer? I heard something moving over there. Man, I love living out here in nature. Anyways, I'm gonna hang out here with the deer in the background. I love this photo bomb. Anyways, there's this fallacy that we trainers just move all day, and that's actually really not true. Our jobs can look very sedentary like anybody else's if we're not intentionally getting up and moving. So I do make a point to get up in between each session. I go for a little walk, I come outside, maybe I do some squats, some push-ups, whatever, just to keep myself moving and keep my own fitness, on task. So thank you so much for joining me for this half-day look at my life. It's been a joy, and I hope that you continue to follow along.